I had barely put my car in park when it happened. This woman in a blinding hot pink tracksuit came storming toward me, screaming that I'd stolen her parking spot. 10 minutes later, she was standing in the middle of the lot watching her BMW get hoisted up onto a tow truck while a crowd cheered. And honestly, I've never seen karma arrive so fast or so perfectly timed. It was a Saturday afternoon at Riverside Mall, one of those chaotic weekends where every family in the city seems to decide to shop at once. I'd been circling the lot for 15 minutes, sweating hungry patience running out, when I finally spotted it, one empty space in row G, number 247. I slid in smoothly, exhaled, and reached for my seatbelt. That's when I heard it. Beep, beep, beep. The sound of pure rage compressed into a car horn. I looked up to see her, a middle-aged woman with bleached blonde hair, dark roots showing like racing stripes, gold hoops, and that glittery white tank top that said Queen in rhinestones. She was standing outside her silver BMW, waving her arms like she was directing traffic at an airport. She stormed up to my window and banged on the glass with those long acrylic nails. Click, click, click. I cracked the window halfway, kept my voice calm, and said, "Ma'am, the spot was empty when I pulled in." Her face turned red, almost matching her lipstick. I was waiting for this spot. You saw my hazards? I had my signal on. I glanced at her BMW. Hazards flashing, parked diagonally across the lane, blocking 2 other cars. No turn signal anywhere. I explained politely, "Hazards mean you're stopped, not waiting. You were blocking traffic." That did it. She yanked at my door handle, locked, thank God, and hissed, "Get out of my spot or you'll regret it." I could feel my pulse quicken. A young mom with a stroller paused nearby. An older couple looked over their car roof. Even a mall employee had his phone out recording. My heart was pounding, but I wasn't going to feed her drama. "This is a public lot," I said. "First come, first served. I'm not moving." You'd think I'd insulted her ancestors. She screamed about being a loyal customer for 20 years, that people like me had no respect, and then started filming me, accusing me of harassing her. She turned her phone to selfie mode and shouted, "This man just stole my parking spot. He's aggressive and threatening me," while I literally sat motionless in my car. Her hair was a mess now, gold earrings swinging wildly, makeup melting under the sun. I tried to ignore her, scrolling my phone, hoping she'd burn out her tantrum. But she escalated, pounding the hood, yelling, "Don't you ignore me!" The mom nearby called out, "Ma'am, you're scaring my kid." The toddler started crying. Karen spun and barked, "Mind your own business." That was the moment I started questioning myself. Maybe I should just move. It's just a parking spot, right? My heart was racing. People were staring. Part of me wanted to disappear. I could feel that knot in my stomach, the one you get when you start doubting your own sanity because someone loud enough makes you feel small. I actually grabbed my keys, then stopped. No, she was wrong. I'd done nothing illegal, nothing immoral. If I gave in, people like her would think screaming wins. 5 minutes later, mall security showed up, a woman named Linda, calm, but clearly used to chaos. She asked what was going on, and Karen jumped in first, waving her arms. "He stole my spot. I was waiting. He's harassing me." Linda listened patiently, then looked at me. I explained everything. She nodded, walked over to inspect the BMW, still blocking half the lane, and came back. "Ma'am," she said evenly, "you're obstructing traffic. He's parked legally. You need to move your vehicle now." Karen gasped like someone had slapped her. "Excuse me, I was here first. You can't tell me to move." Linda didn't flinch. "If you don't, we'll have to issue a citation and call a tow." That word tow lit a fuse. Karen laughed, this loud, hollow cackle. "Tow me, I'm a customer. You can't tow a customer." She plopped herself right on the hood of her car, arms crossed like a rebellious teenager. The crowd had grown, phones up, people whispering. I sat there thinking, is this real life? Then over the murmuring came a new sound, a deep diesel rumble and the rhythmic beep, beep, beep of a backing truck. And there it was, a red and white tow truck rolling in like divine intervention. The driver, Rick, late 40s, calm eyes, reflective vest, stepped out and walked up to Linda. She pointed at the BMW. Rick nodded, grabbed his clipboard, and started writing. Karen jumped off her hood like she'd been electrocuted. "You can't tow me, I'm right here." Rick's voice was calm like a man who'd seen it all. "Ma'am, your car's blocking traffic. Security requested removal. Show me your license. Your authorization." "I'm calling the police," she shrieked. Rick handed her the paperwork, kept setting his chains. The crowd started cheering quietly. Someone even started a slow clap. It was absurd, like watching street theater. Then Karen, realizing she was losing, darted to the driver's seat and started her engine. I thought she might ram through just to prove a point. Linda stepped forward, hand up. "Ma'am, if you drive off now, that's fleeing a tow. That's another citation." Karen froze. Her chest rose and fell fast. Sweat streaked her foundation. Finally, she slammed the gear into reverse, screeching her tires, nearly clipped a parked car, and sped off. The crowd erupted actual applause. I just sat there exhaling, my hands trembling a little. Linda came over, smiled faintly. "Thanks for staying calm. We've had reports about her before." The mom with the stroller nodded at me. "You did the right thing. Some people just need an audience to act crazy." For a moment I actually felt proud, not for winning, but for not losing my temper. I locked my Civic, grabbed my backpack, and finally headed into the mall. 45 minutes later, I was walking out with a couple shopping bags when I heard shouting again. Familiar shouting. I followed the noise to the front entrance, and there she was. Karen. Same tracksuit, now wrinkled, and sweaty mascara streaked like war paint. She was arguing with Linda again, and behind her Rick's tow truck. Only this time her BMW's rear wheels were already off the ground. She'd parked in a tow-away zone. Bright red signs, yellow stripes reserved for mall employees. She was shrieking, "This is illegal. You can't tow me twice in one day." Rick handed her a yellow paper. "Here's the info for the impound lot, ma'am. You can retrieve your car after paying the fee." Karen crumpled it up, threw it on the ground. "I'll sue all of you." Linda bent down, picked up the paper, and calmly handed it back. "Ma'am, littering's another citation." That line broke the crowd. Laughter rippled through the onlookers. Rick climbed into his cab, hit the hydraulics, and the BMW lifted higher, the temporary tag fluttering like a white flag of surrender. Karen stood there, mouth opening and closing, completely speechless. Someone near me muttered, "Maybe next time she'll read the signs." Linda offered, "Would you like me to call a rideshare?" Karen glared, grabbed her giant fake designer purse, and stomped off toward the bus stop, the swish-swish of her velour pants fading into the distance. I caught Linda's eye. She just shook her head with a tired smile. Some people never learn. I drove home later, still chuckling, still half in disbelief that I'd just lived through what felt like an internet meme come to life. That night I told my wife, showed her the photos, and we laughed until our stomachs hurt. A few days later I found out the video had gone viral on local community pages. Apparently that mall employee had uploaded it. People recognized her from other malls, other scenes. It wasn't her first meltdown. A week after that I ran into Linda again while parking at Riverside. She told me Karen had tried to get the mall to reimburse her towing fee, claiming discrimination. Mall management reviewed the footage, every second of it, and denied everything. She even tried to dispute the charge with Metro Towing, but Rick had documented every angle, timestamp, and photo. She ended up paying the full amount plus 3 days of storage because she refused to pick it up sooner. Now security keeps an eye out for her whenever she shows up. She's not banned, just monitored. And me, I still park in row G, space 247. Every time I lock my door and walk toward the entrance, I glance at that spot and remember the day arrogance met accountability and lost. Funny thing is, that whole ordeal taught me more about patience than any self-help book ever could. I learned that silence is sometimes louder than shouting. That staying calm doesn't make you weak, it makes you untouchable. And that karma doesn't need your help. Sometimes it just arrives on 4 big wheels, with flashing yellow lights.